Hey, my name is Rob. I'm a content creator from Sydney, Australia. I wanted to make a quick video on the Lumix S5. Now, I just watched the live stream and I've watched a couple of YouTube videos have been launched already. I actually managed to have a bit of a hands-on with Lumix Australia here in Sydney, and I've got to feel the S5 myself, and I just wanted to add a few things in that might get lost in some of the sort of more technical reviews. Now, I'm looking forward to having my own S5 in the future and playing with it more, but I'm the type of person at the moment who, when I need to do a video job, I'll go and grab the G9, that's what I'm shooting on now, and that or the GH5. Now, there's a reason that I use those cameras. It's because, like, you know, I flip the screen around, I grab it, it's small, it's compact, and they're great cameras for doing video, especially run and gunning. If I'm going to be doing hybrid photography video, I also use these cameras, and then I might bring another full frame body if I'm going to be doing low light or astro stuff. So to know that the S5 has all those sort of familiarities that the G9 has, it feels amazing to hold. It's got dual card slots for sort of professional stuff and things like that, plus the full frame sensor for low light, means that the S5 could become like kind of my perfect hybrid camera. Now, obviously need to play with it more, need to sort of see some sample shots and all that sort of stuff, but so far I haven't got any reasons that it wouldn't replace the G9 and have a permanent place in my bag. Now, one of the limitations of the S1R for me was its size and weight. It just is not the sort of run and gun style that I like to do. And also fully articulating screens and things like that for me when doing video is super important, because a lot of the time I'm in front of the camera, so that's important. If you have been shooting on G9, this might be an improvement that's relevant to you. The recording, so when you press the record button, for me in the past, I've missed shots because I recorded and I didn't know whether it was recording or not. The little light was too small. Now on the S5, you have the full red recording box around that side, which is amazing. Another thing that jumps to mind is the frame markers. So now you can put the frame markers sort of on the screen, which give you the sort of social media crops, whether you're doing it for TikTok or Reels or Instagram stories. You can actually see that crop, which for me and some of the shooting that I do, that's essential. And it means that if I'm okay with the quality compromise, I don't have to sort of flip the camera around and get a second shot just for stories. I can kind of know where the framing will be for those crops, which is more useful for the type of work that I'm doing, and I think maybe where this sort of camera is supposed to be placed. So when it comes to the focus, one of the improvements that I understand is that it has head tracking now. So if you do sort of turn your head and it loses sort of the eye, it still recognizes that that is a head. And I think that should solve a lot of the problems in the sort of talking head sort of scenarios where you might sort of reach off and point at something and then it loses your head. In the past, seems to keep that now fine. So obviously he needs to be able to have the definition of where a head is, I guess. So we'll have to test that out more. It hasn't really been a huge issue for me as most of the videos that I've done, especially when I'm doing run and gun stuff, you don't have a lot of mission critical, have to be in 100% focus type of videos. A lot of the time, sort of the storytelling elements and that sort of stuff is more important. And then in the edit, you can chop out any bits that aren't good. And also just in the way that you use the actual camera itself, like having the sort of touch screen there and being able to touch to focus, change the focus size area, pushing it over to where you need to it. I'm not really always reliant on the continuous autofocus, so I feel that if anyone's been using the sort of GH5 or G9 or those the Lumix cameras, you kind of know what the autofocus is, what it can and can't do, and how it works, and you kind of operate the camera in a way to minimize any problems. For me, like, you know, doing photography and doing travel sort of jobs, size is important, and sort of the S1 body size was definitely going to be way too big and heavy for me. I feel like and hope that it's like a full frame G9 because I do really enjoy shooting with that camera, and there's something about sort of the size and the weight and the confidence you have when shooting with these cameras, which makes it sort of fun to shoot, and you can be sort of dynamic and creative. And I think that's really what I look for in when I'm holding a camera that has got that stabilization sort of built into. Also, you don't have to really be sort of protective of it, which doesn't feel limiting. And I think that that's really important in a camera, being able to sort of shove it anywhere and flip the screen out where you need it, the sort of angle that you want, or hold it up and flip the screen down. Any of these sort of things, just the size really does play an important role in the type of videos that I'm shooting. And like, these are the reasons that so far, if I'm gonna just run out the door and film a quick video, I'm gonna grab the G9, my Rode audio kit, and my drone. Like they're the three things that I always just go to for video. And I think that if the sort of S5 was sitting here right now, that would be the one that I'd want to just grab and shove on the tripod to film a video. And you can't always say that about every single camera you have. There's only certain cameras that sort of fit that role. And I think that's plays into the sort of size and the feature set that the S5 has. But only time will tell, and until I actually use one to shoot for work, we'll see how it goes. So if you have seen any videos online that haven't really answered the questions that you have, some tests that you want to see done, or just anything specific, leave a comment below, and then when I do get my hands back on the S5, I can try and answer some of those questions for you. Thanks very much for watching. Leave a like if you found something useful in this video. What do you do at the end?